One of my viewers PM'd me. He had noticed in my last video that I mentioned the 2012 Doomsday theory was bullshit, and he wanted to know why I thought that. He stated that he kind of leans towards believing it, and since I didn't, he wanted to know why. So I'm going to go over a couple things here, just the reasons I don't believe why. I'm not trying to convince anybody, he just wanted to know why I don't believe it. First off, the thing that grabs me is there's no unified theory on it. Okay, when you have seems like the only constant is 2012, and to a second degree, but not always, December 21st, 2012. But what happens seems to be vary in theory. It varies widely. We'll start off with the Mayan calendar since that's the most popular. The Mayan calendar ends on December 12th, 2012. And people, for some reason, they said just because the Mayan calendar was so accurate, it could predict lunar eclipses thousands of years in the future, that they must have some kind of special, connection with the universe, and therefore they could predict things very well. I don't buy that, okay? No matter what, they were still a Stone Age culture. Yes, they observed the stars well, and the stars are, that's the universe around us. All our time is based on the stars, and if you observe them well enough, you're going to come up with a calendar, and theirs was a good calendar. It was very accurate. There's no taking away from that. But to apply some mysticism to them because they were able to create a calendar is ridiculous. But more so, they say because the calendar ends on December 12th, 2012, that is the omen of the end of time. Because why wouldn't it go farther? Well, as all pagan religious groups of the past, their years followed the sun and the moon. Okay, and December 12th of 2012 is the winter solstice. So obviously, it makes sense to end a calendar on the winter solstice when you are a sun and moon based calendar system. But also in their calendar, which is called the long count calendar, it's a base 20 calendar rather than a base 10 like ours. They had eras or periods of time, and I can't recall them exactly. They may have been 360 years. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But there's a period of time. Now, it just so happens that 2012 ended that period of time. So that's where they ended the calendar. Now, just like us, our calendar ends on December 31st and then starts back up on January 1st. So we just begin our calendar all over again. Doesn't mean December 31st is the end of time. We just happen to start ours yearly. They start theirs at the end of those periods of time. And 2012 happened to be the end of that period of time. So it just goes back and starts. It's in no way a prediction of the end of time, or, well, why, there will be no, December 13th, 2012, so we'll just end the calendar here because we know world's going to blow up. No, that's completely ridiculous, so I throw that one away. Then we have the other big group, the Planet X or Nibiru group, who basically run off the ideas of Alexander Sitchin, who says that there's a planet there's another planet in our solar system that has a 3,600 year orbit. Now, some people say it's a planet, some say it's a brown dwarf star. Alexander Sitchin, it's not Alexander, it's Zechariah Sitchin. Zechariah Sitchin says that it has life forms on it, aliens called the Anunnaki, who have been to Earth multiple times before when Nibiru passes close to us, and they've genetically manipulated the life on Earth to create what we are today. And others say that the Nephilim from the Bible, the giants, were the Anunnaki. Ridiculous, okay? I toss that one aside too because think about this. We're talking about a planet that's on a 3,600 year orbit. That's going to take it so far away from Earth, or sorry, away from the sun, that the surface temperature of that planet would be roughly about minus 420. See, deep space is at 455 below zero. 460 below being roughly the absolute zero, okay? Pluto is minus 375. So you can see how something that goes 3,600 miles or 3,600 year orbit is going to be so far from the sun, it's going to be near the level of space. So roughly 420 below zero. No life, sorry Zitchin, you're done. Toss that one aside. Then you have the ones who say we're going to cross the galactic plane. Well, the galactic plane, the cycle, we arch in like this, in this kind of motion, okay? We crossed the galactic plane 3 million years ago, according to astronomy. It takes 33 million years to finish the cycle and cross again. So we have another 30 million years before we're going to do that. So crossing the galactic plane, causing a problem on Earth, toss that one aside. The pole shifts. Some say because we're crossing the galactic plane, some say because of Nibiru, but we've already tossed those aside. But there is one real thing here. It's an alignment of the sun, the Earth, and the center of the galaxy, which is a black hole. Problem is, this happens every 25,800 years. There's nothing in the fossil record that shows catastrophic geological events in that type of interval. We have nothing that says the last time this happened, you know, the Earth erupted into earthquakes and shit. So, how am I doing on time? I gotta move faster. No good. We've tossed that one aside too. There is nothing out there that would indicate a validity to the theory of 2012 being the end of the world or the dawn of a new age if you're one of those people. I mean, I've even seen people put forth, because they've lost all the other ones have been debunked thoroughly, saying, well, there's going to be an asteroid or a comet hit on Earth destroying all the life. But they're pulling that one out of their ass. There's no basis for that. I mean, that's not even found in writing. So that's people just grasping at straws because they've lost the stuff that made them believe in such a cool theory. You know, but that's why I don't believe in it. So for the gentleman who PM'd me about this, now you see why I don't, because all those different theories are already debunked scientifically. I see nothing. I see nothing that would indicate a reason to believe in 2012, the Mayan calendar, Nibiru, or anything else. We have nothing there. I mean, just think about this. Nibiru would be 1 billion miles from Earth by now. If it was due 2012, in December 12, 2012, you can calculate how fast it would be moving in a 3,600 year orbit, okay? It would be 1 billion miles from Earth. Now, Saturn is 750 million miles from Earth, and we can see it with the naked eye. Why can't you see Nibiru? Don't believe that other side of the sun thing, because we would have been able to see this in telescopes for years now, approaching us, and no, no. Doesn't work that way, man.